Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Realme Narzo 30 versus Poco M3 Pro 5G, and we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips, and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, Narzo 30 have triple camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. Whereas M3 Pro comes with triple camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same camera specs. And about the front camera of the devices, Narzo 30 have 16 megapixel of wide camera, whereas M3 Pro have 8 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is Narzo 30 because it have low aperture which can take low noisy photos in low light conditions. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. Narzo 30 have LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas M3 Pro have dual tone dual LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have dual tone dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, Narzo 30 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 120 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization, and M3 Pro can shoot Full HD video max at 30 fps. So without a doubt, the winner here is Narzo 30 because it can record 4K video and it have gyro electronic image stabilization which can stabilize your video footage. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. Narzo 30 have Android 11 support. On the other side, M3 Pro also have Android 11 support. So it's a tie. And about the user interface of the devices, Narzo 30 have Realme UI whereas M3 Pro comes with MIUI. So it's a tie here because both of the user interface have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not, it's up to you. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. Narzo 30 is powered by MediaTek Helio G95 based on 12nm processor, whereas M3 Pro is powered by Dimensity 700 5G based on 7nm processor. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have faster processor. And about the GPU of the devices, Narzo 30 is packed with Mali G76 whereas M3 Pro is packed with Mali G57. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it can give you more FPS on games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. Narzo 30 can clock at 2.05 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset, whereas M3 Pro can clock at 2.2 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, Narzo 30 have two option 4 and 6 GB, whereas M3 Pro have two option 4 and 6 GB. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same capacity of RAM. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. Narzo 30 comes with 64 and 128 GB of storage, whereas M3 Pro have 64 and 128 GB of storage. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have faster read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, Narzo 30 have dedicated card slot, whereas M3 Pro have shared card slot. So the winner here is Narzo 30. Moving to the display features of the devices, let's start with the display size of the devices. Narzo 30 have 6.5 inches of display, whereas M3 Pro also have 6.5 inches of display. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same screen size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, Narzo 30 have 83.4%, whereas M3 Pro have 83.7%. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. Narzo 30 comes with Full HD Plus display. On the other side, M3 Pro have Full HD Plus display. So it's a tie. And about the display type of the devices, Narzo 30 have IPS LCD display having 90 Hz of refresh rate, whereas M3 Pro also have IPS LCD display having 90 Hz of refresh rate. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same display panel. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. Narzo 30 have 9.4 mm of thickness, whereas M3 Pro have 8.9 mm of thickness. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it has slimmer body. Talking about the weight of the devices, Narzo 30 comes with 192 grams of weight, whereas M3 Pro have 190 grams of weight. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, Narzo 30 have Gorilla Glass 3, whereas M3 Pro also have Gorilla Glass 3. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same generation of glass. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. Narzo 30 have plastic back with plastic frame, whereas M3 Pro have plastic back with plastic frame. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have solid build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices, let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. Narzo 30 have side mounted fingerprint scanner, on the other side M3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner, so it's a tie. And about the sensors in the devices, Narzo 30 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas M3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, so it's a tie here. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. Narzo 30 have 5000 mAh of battery capacity, whereas M3 Pro have 5000 mAh of battery capacity. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. Narzo 30 have 30 watts of fast charging, whereas M3 Pro have 18 watts of fast charging. So the winner here is Narzo 30 because it can charge up the device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. Narzo 30 comes with normal speakers, whereas M3 Pro have normal speakers, so it's a tie. And about the headphone jack of the devices, Narzo 30 have 3.5 mm of headphone jack, whereas M3 Pro also have, so it's a tie. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices have Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot, so it's a tie here. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, Narzo 30 have 5th generation of Bluetooth, whereas M3 Pro have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. Narzo 30 have AGPS, GLONASS and BDS, whereas M3 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS. So the winner here is M3 Pro because it have Galileo chip. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, Narzo 30 comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector, whereas M3 Pro also have 2nd gen of Type-C connector, so it's a tie here. Moving to the price of the devices in the international market, starting range of Narzo 30 is around $180, whereas M3 Pro is available from $180. In the Indian market, Narzo 30 have starting range from 12,500 rupee, whereas M3 Pro is available from 14,000 rupee. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera, the winner here is Narzo 30. In the performance, the winner here is M3 Pro. In the display, it's a tie. In the body segment, the winner here is M3 Pro. In the features of the device, the winner here is Narzo 30. In the communication chips, it's a tie. And about the prices, the winner here is M3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours, which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think, which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what you thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.